Romagna Grand Prix RRC. This is the Tier 2 race and I will be your commentator for today. I hope we'll have a lovely race today and we'll be clean. We have full qualifying today with a record-breaking attendance of 16 people. As you can see, this is the Imola track. It's 63 laps. We will do half of that, so it's a bit less. We have 2 DRS zones and a lot of different turns, overtaking opportunities, so we'll see if people can make something from that. Now, in a minute, all the drivers will go out onto track and try to set as fast lap as possible. I believe only one person will go out in Q1. I'm just gonna mute myself for the drivers real quick. Okay, I'm sorry for that. We see the first person go out. That's Dr. Mask right here. In the Alfa Romeo last season he was with Aston Martin. He didn't have such a great season and he said he wanted to become a commentator, but he decided to still drive for Tier 2 this season. First person on track for the Imola GP of Tier 2. A lot of people going on their out lap right now. I'll just put on a track map for you guys. Look at that, lap data. As you can see, for some reason Yatin went out on the wet tires, which interesting choice. It's usually to set a banker lap on which you can see your delta. Some people like that, but I think it's a waste of time, especially with Q1, Q2, Q3. Dr. Mask now heading down towards the final turns of the circuit, about to start his lap, the first flying lap of this qualifying session. Nearly everyone out on track right now, just 4 people still in the pits, make that 3. Okay, he goes over the line and starts his lap. Let's see what the first person here can do. See a yellow flag in sector 3, let's check that out, see if we can spot anything. Might just be people going slowly. Nope, it's there, 763 in the wall, absolutely glitching out right here. It's very odd. Let's move back to Dr. Mask as he just headed through the hairpin. Oh, and there got disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. Dr. Mask now moving into nearly sector 3, which is just the chicane in the final 2 corners. Moving up the hill here towards the chicane. See how he does. And he abandons his lap. It seems that he messed up through the chicane. Any other people that are nearly finishing their lap? Let's see. I think we should see a lap time from the Haas in a minute, or the AlphaTauri. Oh. Not yet, not yet. Dr. Mask moving into the pits. 2 people crossing the line. It is a Haas and an Aston Martin, but the Haas had a terrible lap. It seems that the Aston Martin has had a pretty decent Q1 time with a 1:16.4. It's the time to beat right now, as Racerboy F1 sets a 1:17.5. Oh, and Thiak sets a monstrous lap for Tier 2. He is Tier 1 pace, but for some reason is still driving in Tier 2. And I don't know why he is pushing full out then. It's not very nice of him. It seems that Totally Good has been disconnected, so I'll just send him a quick invite. Look at that. Okay, on board with Dave New. I think he might be saying another lap, recharge lap, even though he is in P2, which is not bad for Q1. Slowest time of today was set by Viper, 126.7, and the fastest time of today was set by Thiak, 115.3, which is quite a lot faster than the second driver, who is 1.1 seconds behind. And Gijs Games sets a new lap of a 117.5. Let's see, I think Viper might be on another push lap. No, he's starting his lap right now on board with Viper, trying to improve his terrible lap of a 126.7. The time to beat is 115.3. Let's see what he can do. Moving down to turn 3 and 4 might be a slightly tricky section with trying to keep your speed up, but trying to keep it in between the white lines, because you of course don't want an invalidation. Through the hairpin quite nicely. Moving down to this corner, which can also be tricky on the new game, because if you move slightly too wide you do get an invalidation, but he nails it. To this other fast section, you want to get on the power really quick right here. It keeps it between the white lines. Beautiful, some beautiful stuff right there from Viper. Into the chicane, which you want to try to stay fast, but also you want to maximize your exit, which he seems to try here. Moving down to the final two corners. Does he improve on his lap? I think he will. Does seem there is someone in his way, and that's outside the white lines. Did he get an invalidation for that? He did. Too bad. I think Dr. Mast was on a push lap, but he seems to have abandoned it. And Custom Cop just started his first push lap of the session. Let's see what he can do. There is a car in his way which does not move out of the way. That is not very fair from the Haas, but it wasn't in the corner, so it shouldn't have messed him up too much. Let's see, Custom Cop moving towards the hairpin. Slight look up there, but he still gets through the corner just fine. Now back here, let's see if he keeps it in between the white lines, and he does. Beautiful stuff. Kaslenkov is usually one of the better qualifiers, so I do expect him to set like a top 5 time for today, at least. Heading into the chicane, there are some people in front of him, shouldn't be too much of an issue. Oh, someone spun out right in front of him. I think that was Gijs Games. See what he can do. And he got disqualified for driving the wrong way. Very annoying when that happens, because it's kind of a glitch. Let's see, the time of Custom Cop is a 116.3. Like I said, at least the top 5, that's P3. Not even a 10th behind the P2 driver, but far behind Thiak, who should not be driving this fast again. Look at that beautiful stuff, letting the McLaren pass. So let's hop on board with the McLaren, race our boy F1 on a push lap, trying to improve his time of a 117.5. And that was outside the lines. These track limits do seem to be quite difficult for a lot of people around this track. The tier 1 race we saw a lot of penalties because of track limits, which can be quite annoying when there's a safety car and you got a 3-second penalty. That makes the race so much harder for you. Let's see, that team trying to improve his time, I think. And he does not improve. No, he's just started a push lap then. Smoothly through here. Heading to the fast corner 3 and 4. Let's see. Just kissing the curbs right there, keeping it between the lines. Beautiful stuff. Ooh, a bit slow through there, but couldn't have hurt his lap time all too much. He has set a 124.3, so he has guaranteed to improve upon his lap. And Viper gets a grid penalty for collision with Dr. Mask. And Yatin cuts the chicane, causing his lap to be invalidated. I see that Grace H06 is heading down to the chicane too. Let's see if he does keep it between the white lines. And he does. Beautiful stuff. So he heads down to the final corners right here. Look at that heading over the line, and he does not improve. Still a 118.8. Oh, I just heard that Yatin, his time was indeed set on the wet, which is quite interesting, but everyone should get through because of 2 disqualifications, so Q1 does not matter that much. So I guess people should just stop wasting their tires. I hope everyone realizes we do a full quali. There seems to be quite a gap in pace from P5 to P6. You see it go from the 116s to the 117s. But that doesn't matter too much, because again, it's just Q1. Oh, slight look up there from Wild Thing Matt, and he spins. But he does keep it out of the wall there. There's a Ferrari coming up behind him. I hope he sees him. Does not obstruct his lap. He does. Good thing, good thing, good thing. Just 6 minutes remaining in Q1. I don't think anyone is going to set another lap, since you are guaranteed to go through to Q2 because of the disqualifications, so there's no need to set many more laps. Don't know what Wild Thing Matt is doing here. Probably heating up his tires or trying to recharge ERS. See anyone on a single push lap here? Tigo does he improve? No, he does not. Still a 116.4. Shubi is on a push lap, maybe. He does seem to be low in ERS and fuel, so this should probably just be an in lap. Let's check with Gracey 806 heading into the pits. I see that Viper is setting an out lap. He's going to try to improve upon his time of a 126.7 because he got invalidated a lot of time. I just heard that P11 is going to get cut out of Q1. I don't know if that is true, because I thought only P16 would be cut out. But then Viper, Yatin, Dr. Mask and Gracey still have something to fight for. No, it can't be through 11, it should be P12. Dr. Mask, Yatin and Viper probably trying to set another lap then to keep into Q2. seems Great H06 is going on an outlap, and so is Dave Nee. I think Dave Nee is indeed in front, and Viper does set a better time right now, 1:16.6, which just keeps him into Q2 for now. I don't know how many people are going to still improve. Daddy Alex seemed to just have started his lap. No, he just finished it. Dave Nee on his lap right now. He's currently P5 with a 1:16.4, but he is trying to improve. He's only 4 milliseconds behind Tycho de Haan. Let's check in with the McLaren of Gracie. He should currently be in the drop-off zone, but how did he not get an invalidation for that? He's a very lucky man for that. Tycho is also going for another outlap. We see heading up the hill here towards the chicane. He currently stands with a 1:18.89, which should be doable to improve for him. I believe that he could maybe put it into Q2, that McLaren. He should be able to. See him heading down to the start-finish line to set a time of 1:17.8, which does put him through to Q2. Shubi is now the driver at risk, and KG Biz through Yatin will be put out of this session and will not make it to Q2. Some people still on an in-lap. One person, the only person, still on a push lap or out lap. It seems that it's an out lap right here. Tycho heading down toward the line to start his push lap. He's the last person we will be watching for Q1, since the session will end in just 20 seconds. Let's see what he can do. He currently has a 1:16.4. Is he going to improve or is he not? Let's see. Right through the hairpin here, heading up the hill. Toward the fast corner here, keeping it in between the white lines. Slight lag spike there. And he seems to have abandoned his lap because of that. So now everyone's just waiting on Tycho to head back over the line. And also I see a McLaren on track, but that's probably just Gracie's AI driving it right back. Dave Nee now heading into the pits. Tycho also heading back. Final corners. Again, he abandoned his lap. So we will see Q2 starting as soon as he crosses the line. And that rounds up Q1 for today. Let's see if it was correct that the 3 last people will now be cut out of this session. Let's see. And that was indeed correct. 15 and 16 have been eliminated. But like I said, those were indeed the people who were disqualified. So no one had to worry about their laps today. So Q2 will be a lot more tense, since actually 5 people will be sent out. I will see you in about a minute.
Coincidentally, he pushed Sebastian Vettel off the top of that record, who came second place in that same race. The 2019 Chinese GP was F1's 1000th official championship race. If we continue with around 20 to 24 races a year,
Welcome back everyone to Q2. We are instantly seeing a few people head out with the AlphaTauri in front. No, the other AlphaTauri of KJ Biz. Let's head on board with him on his outlap. The first person setting a lap in Q2 will be himself. Q2 is a slightly shorter session than Q1, only 15 minutes long. And this time, 5 people will indeed be eliminated. Okay, KJ Biz. Actually, everyone is out right now. As you can see on your track map, heading towards the chicane is a clump of 6 people, about 6 people. But that doesn't matter for the man you're riding on board with. KJ Biz, the first man to set a lap time in Q2. Let's see how he does. Just quickly give you guys some lap data so you can see how his sector times are. Smoothly through the first 2 turns. Everybody on an outlap now except just a few people. There seems to be a slight clump with Viper and Dr. Mask right here when they're both on their push laps. Why didn't they give space to each other? We don't know. But this is certainly going to hinder Dr. Mask his lap. And I see an AlphaTauri going into the gravel here. That's Custom Cop. He probably has abandoned his lap because of that. And will probably do a recharge lap to try and set a proper time without pitting again. Letting everyone pass right here, as you can see. Let's head back to KJ Biz, who has just passed the chicane. Heading down to the final turns, and he will set the baseline time for Q2 today. Oh, as he goes slightly deep over the curve. Might have taken him some time. He goes over the line and sets a 118.3. Not the fastest time we've seen today, but certainly a good baseline for everyone to aim. Second person over the line will be... Is that Daddy Alex's Red Bull? No, it isn't. It is Daddy Alex's Red Bull. 117.0, which is a 1.3 faster than KJ Biz and 1.4 faster than Dr. Mask. But while I'm talking, someone has set a 7:10 faster time. Dave Hugh in his Aston Martin has set a 116.35. That's the new time to beat for everyone crossing the line, as a bunch of people seem to be going over the line. Let's check back here. Anybody that's going to set their time right now? Well, Racer Boy will certainly be one to set his time right now. Oh, I thought he went off for a second, but he's on an in-lap it seems. DJ Biz on his in lap heading into the pits. I see a big lump of people in the hairpin right here. Let's see, it seems to be ending with an Haas, which is Shubi. Now there's more than enough room for everyone right here. But there is quite some people into the chicane here. They will try to give each other some space, but Tycho is on a push lap. Is everyone going to move for him as he gets fully obstructed by the Aston Martin there? I think the Aston dove out of the way just in time for Tycho not to lose any time. Now, let's see what he can do. Tycho heading down to the line. That is a 1:16.311, which is just 14 milliseconds faster than Dave Nee. Such tight margins sometimes here, and wild thing Matt has also said a time just a tenth slower than Dave Nee. Seems to be a very close top 3. Viper trailing them by just 0.2, which is not impossible to make up. These are all people who are going to be contending for pole position in Q3, it seems. Let's hop on board with Yatin, who has used the tactic of wets to get through to Q2. He did not need to set a proper time, which probably saved him a set of softs, which gives him the advantage in the race and in Q2 and 3. See a Ferrari right in front of him who gives a clean pass to him. He heads into the chicane and slight oversteer because of the curves there. Not the fastest chicane we've seen, but it might not be terrible for his lap. Also slightly running that curb as we saw with PJ Biz. But he heads down to the line and he will set a 1:16.9, which is absolutely not terrible for P5 right there. He nearly hits McLaren coming out of pits there. Slightly dangerous, but won't be a problem for the FIA, I think. Shubi has set the slowest time of this session yet with a 1:20. Probably made a mistake on his lap and just couldn't do anything about it. Fastest time of the session is still a 1:16.3. It seems that someone has got disconnected without me knowing about it, so I will just quickly invite him right here. Blue Giraffe 501. There we go. So he can get back into the session. It's the Aston Martin driver who got disconnected. Will he still have time to set a lap when he rejoins? I don't know. Racer Boy F1 now setting his first time of the Q2 session on the soft compound tires as he heads into the final corner. Goes smoothly through there. No track limits, no curb gliding. He goes over the line for a 1:17.0. That's beautiful stuff right there. Just 50 milliseconds behind Yatin. P6 is certainly not a bad position to start the race in. Your favorite for pole position has just started his outlap, Thiek09, also known as Stickboy, who has set the fastest time of Q1 today. And let's see if he can do the same for Q2. The people who still have to set a time right now are Blue Giraffe, Gracie and Fiak. Blue Giraffe got disconnected, so we will see if he has time to quickly set a lap again. Gracie seems to be just in the first chicane here. He might have had a bad lap again. But we will ride on board with your favorite for pole position today, as he is going to start his lap in a minute now. He heads down to the start finish line to start his lap and try to set a time faster than the 1.16.3 of Tycho. Can he do it? We don't know. Smooth through the first section right here. Beautiful over the curbs. Clean stuff. And he nails the apex through the hairpin, which we've seen quite some people just slightly miss, which can cost you about a tenth or two as he flies through this section, beautifully keeping it between the white lines. He heads down to this high-speed section up the hill, quick on the power while keeping it in between the lines. There's a person who is slightly in the way there, didn't obstruct his lap too much, and quick on the power out of the chicane after just smoothly steering it through. Heading down to the final two corners of this circuit. Let's see what he can do. Just take it over here, stamp on the power, keep it between the lines. And he heads over for a 1:15.4, amazingly faster than the rest. He will certainly be promoted to Tier 1 with this pace. I don't know how he even made it into Tier 2. Anybody else on their push laps? It seems Tycho is on a push lap, but he was a tenth slower through Sector 2. So let's see if he can somehow still improve on his time for 1:16.3. Look at that, slightly cutting it too much, riding the curve. And he abandons his lap into the pits. Understandable. Anybody else on a push lap? It seems Viper has just started his push lap. Let's just ride on board with him. And he again takes it outside the lines there, but what do we have here? Daddy Alex, that's a 1:15.41. That's just 30 milliseconds above Tiago's time. Beautiful stuff right there. Very, very close for the P1 and the P2 of this session. And as Jatin retired, did he crash out? What happened? Or did he just decide it was not worth his time to stay in the session and he just wanted to watch? Might be a possibility since he's still in the pits. Blue Giraffe still has to set a time. Did something happen with that? I think Blue Giraffe is not going to set a time because he seems to be offline all of a sudden after getting disconnected, which is too bad. Totally Good has had a very good time. And just slightly faster than Stickboy, who has retired from the session since he cannot set another outlap. But it seems that the Alpine driver, Viper, is going to try and set a better lap right here. KG Biz is right now, no, Racer Boy is the driver at risk. KG Biz will be eliminated if he does not improve on his lap. Let's get back to the Alpine driver. Will he be able to set another lap, since it seems that his lap got invalidated? He has enough time to do it. Does he have the tires and ERS though? We don't know. And he abandons his lap, goes into the pits, which is fine since he's 6th. Now, are any other people going to set a lap? Shubi abandons his lap. Gracie does go for a lap here. It seems Dave Lee is also going for a lap. We are going to ride on board with the McLaren driver Gracie H06. Slightly tipping the curbs here, which can cost you quite a lot of time doing that. And he abandons his lap. He sees that he lost too much time with it. I heard from the man, the myth, the legend, Yatin himself, that he retired because he thought he would be safe to do so, just like Stickboy did, which is quite a tactic, because you never know what's gonna happen, but some drivers like the risk, I guess. Now Gracie still has to finish off his lap to get this session to end, but Dave Nee is also on an abandoned lap, so 2 people on an abandoned lap are waiting on here. So it seems that this was it for Q2. I do see another AlphaTauri driving, but those are just DAI still trying to get it back to the pits, it seems. So just waiting on Davey and Gracie to get their car over the line and get the lap stopped. Or the session stopped, I mean. And they both decide to pit, which takes even more time, guys. But it doesn't matter. We will now head on into Q3 in just a few minutes. And with Q3, we're going to see a close battle for the pole between Daddy Alex and Thiak. Then we will see Tycho, Daveny, Wild Thing, Matt, and maybe even Viper and Kastenkopf fight for the higher positions. And then maybe, we don't know, if Yatin can maybe set a beautiful lap and still land it on the front row. Everything can still happen in Q3, but we will see. As the session finally comes to a proper end. As you can see on the right here on the timing screen, the fastest lap of this session was a 1:15.416, with just 30 milliseconds behind is Thiak with a 1:15.446. Very close right there. The people eliminated for this session, it was a group of 4. KJ Biz, Dr. Mask, Shui and Blue Giraffe have been eliminated of the session. I will see you all in just a minute when Q3 goes starting, and we'll see a very tight battle for pole, hopefully. Alright. As you can see here, Q3 only 12 minutes long, way less time to set a lap, but it's also about half the drivers of what we started with. This will be a final qualifying session for people fighting for pole position. Your favorites of today for pole position are Thiak and Daddy Alex in the Red Bull and Ferrari, going to try to set a lap. The first person out on track will be Yatin. He might also be able to set pole position, but we haven't seen quite some strong push laps from him yet, as he took it carefully through Q1 and Q2. Well, I say carefully, but it's more like he felt safe enough to retire and he made it through Q1 on the wet tires. Just 11 minutes of qualifying left in this session. That's already so much less than Q1. So you need to get your lap on point right here, because if you don't, you might not even be able to set a lap and you will have to start in 10th. Now we have seen Viper setting some strong laps, but we also have seen him going over the white lines a couple of times, which could damage his chance at getting a proper start, as if he does that too many times in this session, he will have to start at P10. 15 now heading through the chicane, and then he is going to try and set a baseline lap for this session. Okay, Yatin has started his lap. He has completely free air in front. He might be slightly hindered by the Alfa Romeo, the Ferrari and the Aston Martin, who are now in sector 2 if they drive way too slow. It seems a viewer has been disconnected once again. Keeping it tidy between the lines, clean stuff for banker lap probably. Fast through this corner, quick on the power, uphill, through the chicane, like I've said so many times. Smooth through there. Beautiful stuff, clean lap. Nothing to really say about that. It's just some good stuff. The action here barely keeping it between the lines, very much on the limit there. Heads over the line, and the baseline for today will be a 116.3. Beautiful lap right there. Let's see, the second person over the line will be Racer Boy F1, and he sets a 117.2, which is way slower. But then, Daddy Alex, your favorite for pole position today, sets a lap 6/10 faster than Yeti, taking provisional pole. Also on a push lap is Fiat, who now heads down to the line. What type of lap will he set? He sets a 115.1, which is 6 times faster than Daddy Alex. Sensational. Way faster than the rest. See a few times pouring in right here. Tycho just not able to beat Yatin's lap with 2/10, and then Wild Thing Matt just takes his position right there by just barely a 10th. Dave Nee has probably set a terrible lap, probably made a mistake with the 125.3. The three people still set a lap in this session are Gracie, HO6, Viper and Custom Cop. See what Gracie can do as he is now on his push lap. Actually, it seems Kastenkopf is now finishing his push lap. Let's see what he can do. He sets a P2 with 115.5. Beautiful stuff right there. Does Gracie improve on that? We will see after he goes through these two corners. And quickly after that, it should be Viper setting his lap. Ooh, that was barely in between the lines right there, but it was not invalidated. Let's see, that's a 118.7, not good enough for top 5, but it's fine. P8 is already a fine start for a race with 16 people. That's halfway up the grid. As he gets pushed to P9 by, I think that was Davey just sang his lap. Yeah, it was 115.7. Viper, the only one who still has to set a time. He has just finished his out lap, trying to set a lap right now. His ERS seems to be already half drained, as you can see on the steering wheel or on the telemetry data I just opened for you. He has 50% left, as there seems to be an Aston Martin in front of him. Will he go out of the way for him? That is the Aston Martin of Dave Mead. Let's see. Quickly to the left, skipping between the lines. Dave Mead indeed on an in-lap, letting him pass. Uphill here, keeping it barely between the lines. Clean stuff right there. And into the chicane. A lot of lock-up marks right there, and he keeps it in between the lines again. And he heads down to the final corners, the last person to set a time in your Q3 session. Heading down to the line, what can he do? He will probably set a top 5, since he has done that in Q2 and Q1 also. And he sets indeed a top 5 with a 116.2, which is not even a tenth faster than Yatin, who has set it on completely green asphalt. So Fiber might be in trouble there, because I don't know if he is able to set another lap. He has to quickly head down back to the pits, put on new tires, and try to set another lap with just 5 minutes left in this session. We see that Daddy Alex has already decided to go for another out lap of Q3. Daddy Alex warming up his tires as he is now halfway through his outlap. Currently he has a 1:15.7 and he just needs 20 milliseconds to improve to the top 3 starting positions, since Dave Nee has set a time just 20 milliseconds faster than him. Very close stuff, like I said, but Custom Golf is still sitting comfortably in P2 with a 10th faster, 2/10ths faster than Dave Nee. We know that Custom Golf has quite some qualifying pace, we saw that last week. Daddy Alex now starting his lap. He's going to hope that he improves on his 1:15.7. The track has probably rubbered in and evolved quite a bit, so he should be able to set a lap at least a tenth faster than that. Just inviting someone again, because he got kicked once again. I think that's the 4th time already. Daddy Alex now heading down to the final corners. Let's see what he can do. Keeping it in between the lines once again right there. And he sets a 1:15.2, which is setting him in the front row of this session and just a 10th behind provisional pole. Seems that Fiak will keep his provisional pole right here, since Daddy Alex probably won't be able to set another lap on these tires. Is Custom Cop going out to defend his position? Seems he is on an outlap indeed. Does he have enough time to complete that outlap? I believe so. I do see a bunch of people appearing here. The McLarens in 9 and 10 together. One of the McLarens heading over the line to finish up his lap actually. Let's see what he can do. Nope, he goes back into the pits, he abandons his lap. The other McLaren just starting out on his lap. See another bunch up of cars happening right there. It seems Custom Cop is leading that pack But we also see Daddy Alex going for another try on these same tires. Is he going to improve by another 10th? I don't know. But Fiak is also going to try and set a better lap than he already did. As I see a huge bunch up of cars behind Wilding Matt. He does let Davey past. I think he must have abandoned his lap then. It seems he did, as Yatin is going for another lap himself. Just like Kostakov and basically everyone except Gracie, who's going to start in P10 behind everyone, and Yatin completely cuts that corner. But somehow doesn't get an invalidation for that. What a lucky boy. Oh, and he goes nearly wide again. That's sector 1 was about 4/10 slower than his own time. I don't think that he's going to make it, as Viper crossed the finish line, which was not good enough to improve on his time. It seems Fiak has gone into the pits, but Daddy Alex is now heading down toward the line. Is he going to be able to improve that 10th and take provisional pole? And he does not, by just 90 milliseconds. Very close stuff right there. Anybody else trying to cross the line? It seems Kostankov is trying to improve his time. Does he? He does. He takes a top 3 starting position, just 50 milliseconds behind the front row. Beautiful stuff from Kostankov. Wild thing, Matt now crossing the line, and he improves on his time, also pushing Viper out of the top 5 and taking the 5th position for himself. And Fiak does set another lap, which is 6/10 faster than the second person. I hope he goes easy on everyone during the race. Racer Boy F1 now also heading down here with the AI of Viper in front of him. I don't think his AI will be too much of a problem. Might even give him a... Nope, he lifted. He abandoned his lap. That does round up Q3 for you people, and this is your starting grid, your starting top 10 that is. After an hour of qualifying, we finally finished it, and we'll now head on to the race. Best time of today is a 1:14.6 by Fiak. The second fastest was Daddy Alex with a 1:15.2. That is your front row for today. Kostankov not far behind with a 1:15.293. We have some gaps of a 10th, a big gap of a 4th, 4/10ths, my bad. Then some larger gaps. It seems Racer Boy F1 has set his time on the medium tire, and Gracie H06 has set a 1:18.0, the worst time of Q3 today, which gives McLaren a 9:10. I'll be back with you in a minute when the race starts. Welcome back to your race of today. As you can see, which I forgot to tell during qualifying, the forecast of today was rainy for the first slight part of the race and then clear after just a few laps. So we will see what the tactics of people are going to be. Hopefully teams are not going to accidentally double stack. In the Tier 1 race, we saw a safety car just after it became dry enough for slick tires, which gave a few people quite the advantage. It's Bloodpringle DSQs. I think he stood still, but that doesn't matter because it's just disqualifying him from the formation lap and not from the entire race. As you can see here, we have 17 people driving today. Quite some people here, and the race strategy, it is wrong, I can tell you that, because we know that it's going to clear up after a slight while. Other drivers watching the stream, you should have known that if you checked the weather report, but it's fine, it's fine. Formation lap right here. You can see Thiek is already going very wide because they're not really used to these wet conditions. I think we might see some spins, some virtual safety cars, some safety cars because of some spins in the wet. Okay, Thiek now heading down toward the starting grid to form up again. Let's see if everyone gets good parking or if some people are going to fly right past their grid spot. Everybody weaving through the wet, trying to get some temperature into those intermediate tires, which cool down very fast in these wet conditions. Person starting last, as we see KJ Biz messed up his starting grid slot, which pushed him back, which can be quite a disadvantage. So does Tigo, as we might be able to spot real quick here. If we look right here from Razor Boy, if you look to the left right there, or from Gracie, you can see that he's quite a bit back. But let's move back to your front runner, as we have 5 red lights and it's lights out, and away we go, I think. That's really odd. I don't know what happened there. Why is there a red flag? What's what's happened? Okay, that's quite odd. I think that might have been a red flag because of the rain. Well, it is interconditions. So the session has probably been red flagged because of interconditions. Let me just pull up that beautiful screen for you right there. I forgot to do that for a second. Just a few seconds, we will see a restart. Oh, and we restart in the dry. That's quite interesting. Shouldn't have happened, but okay. It's lights out and away we go for the Imola Grand Prix. Now all the things I talked about with wet tires have just gone to waste. And we see a massive crash in the back here. But we also see Yatin and Thea slightly colliding. They have gone through. And we see Tigo got a penalty for a collision. Let's move back into the field here. A lot of position changes, but also a safety car because of a big crash here. Bloodbringer got disqualified for being AFK. Dr. Mask seems to have slight front wing damage. Viper seems to be just fine, and Gracie has lost his front wing on the crash right here. It's a virtual safety car, as you can see. So we will get back to racing speeds in just a few seconds. Seems that the virtual safety car has ended. Kastenkopf retired from the session, I think. people want to do a restart because of that glitch in the start. Yeah, I think we're going to see a restart here. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the beautiful red flag thing again because we will restart the session. There was a glitch in the game causing that red flag at the start, which should not have happened. We wanted to see the realistic wet conditions. So we are going to restart the race. I'll be back with you in just a minute when the session restarts.
One of the longest broadcasted races, also one of the shortest. The 2021 Belgian Grand Prix went over 3 minutes and 27 seconds. The race being flagged due to wet weather conditions on lap 3. The record for the most hours in an F1 race was achieved at the 1953
Okay, people of the stream, just stick with us. Okay, everyone, we are back and we have put the grid back in place. We should be starting fairly quickly now. If everyone goes ready. And then I will put the race back up on your screen. I don't know why we're not starting. Seems to be one person glitched. Oh, and now he has left. That is not smart of him because now he will not be able to compete in the race. Okay, now the session is almost starting. You can see it's wet again, but this time we made sure we won't get a glitched red flag. I see in the chat some questions. Yes, we will use the positions we got from qualifying. It was just only a race restart, so no Q1, Q2, Q3 again. Just the positions we have found from qualifying. I don't know why my session is not completely loading, but it's fine. Gonna try and invite someone right here. See if that works. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yetsin. He got kicked from the session, so maybe if he joins right now, he can still compete. I don't know why it's still not starting. Oh, and as I say that, it starts.
Fast pit stops, some even approaching the sub 2 second mark. But what about the longest? Well, that would go to Valtteri Bottas, who had to retire after a season.
Right there, the formation lap has once again started. In the wet once again. It seems some people have forgotten their setup after the restart. Always a nasty thing to happen. Once again, the formation lab led by Thiak. Two people clipped each other and have gotten teleported back. Now, they're finally getting back to the grid right here. Just heading through the final corners. Seems someone has gone a bit slow. That's a wild thing, Matt. Has left too much space. That might even be investigated. I hope for him that it doesn't get investigated. But we will see everyone line up, and this time we won't get a red flag for conditions. We'll just have to drive in it. Thiak has messed up his lining into his grid box. As you see everyone line up, some people a bit later. It seems to be Dr. Mask, Shubi and there now approaching the grid. Quite some people have messed up their starting positions. Now, finally, we see 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. When the game does not glitch anymore. There we go. Immediately people sliding on the start, just no traction at all. Let's move to this camera angle as we see Daddy Alex has passed Thiak. Does Thiak overmove? No, he doesn't. We see some lockups and some gliding through these first corners. Any accidents? No, this time we don't see any accidents. Kastenkopf has lost a position. So we see some taps right there, but nothing heavy. Now, Kastenkopf quickly dropping back, but he keeps his position. Slide lockup and he taps Racer Boy F1. It's fine. Slight racing incident. Nothing he could do about that. Daddy Alex absolutely running away right here from Thiak, making a massive gap. I see Viper and Dr. Mask have again dropped back quite some time. I don't see what has happened here, as Kastenkopf has been battling with Tycho right here. Tycho still chasing him, trying to get his position back, but Kastenkopf does not want to lose it. Of course, he started in P3 and he does not want to risk losing any more positions. Then Tycho goes wide. He gets hit from behind by Racer Boy. Did that cause any damage to Racer Boy? We don't know. It seems it didn't, but he is going down into the chicane. And they keep behind each other. And someone has gone off in the chicane. It's KG Biz. Now nearly in last place. Let's see, we see Racer Boy F1 might be going for a move. He does not go for a move on Tycho. but he might on the end of the straight. Let's move up to Dave Lee, who is very closely in behind on Fiak, and he might be passing through in a minute. You see Dr. Mast has spun out in sector 3 before the final corners as Dave Lee tries to go alongside Fiak, but Fiak closes the door on him and he passes just cleanly through here. But Fiak seems to have gotten a bit of a bad exit. Does Dave Lee use that? Yes, he surely does. We see him get past and they go not even too wide. Davini is clear of him going to turn 3 and 4. As I see some yellow flags happening behind there. Has something happened over here? Yes, it happened. Shubi has spun out over here. KG Biz and Viper now trying to get back to the field. Viper is quickly progressing up, chasing that rear end of the McLaren of Gracie H06. Any more battles going on? It doesn't seem like it. Daddy Alex is absolutely running away with the win at the moment. Already 2.5 seconds clear after 2 laps. Very tight field over here. It might be very interesting to see anything happen. It seems that Tycho has indeed passed Kastenkopf. And Kastenkopf is going for the move. Is he going for the move? And he goes for the move into the chicane, which is not the best place to go for it. But he does try it anyway, and they went through cleanly. But now he might be trying to go for another move down to the final 2 corners, and he gets past, but he has a lock up, and he goes wide into the gravel. How many positions does that lose him? That loses him 3 positions. Oh no! Such a quick driver in the quali, but he just made a nearly race-ending mistake. But it doesn't matter if he just gets the right strategy call when it turns right. He might be able to get all these positions back. He's now chasing the Mercedes of Bloodpringle, who made a mistake. Is he going to gain a place because of that? We don't know. He trails him in going into turn 3 and 4. Just chasing that rear end right there. I see some battles happening back here. It's a 3-way battle, and Viper nearly spun out, but Viper has already passed Gracie H06, who he was just chasing. Viper with some monstrous pace right here, but he is still 5 seconds off the back of their 7636. Damn, some hard names right there. Wild Thing Matt has had the first penalty of the session, as we see Blue Giraffe also going very wide. Viper now absolutely running away from Gracie H06, but I do see a small gap between Racer Boy and Tycho, and I see an even smaller gap between Wild Thing and Fiak. Might he go for a move at the end of the straight? Let's see. The Alfa Romeo of Wild Thing Matt chasing the Ferrari of Fiak. Has Daddy Alex had another fastest lap? Does he go for a move? It seems he is past. He is absolutely past. Must have used a lot of ERS on that one. Oh, and I see him going wide, which loses him the position again. And he hits all the curbs. He's going to be eager to get that the position back from Fiak. But we might just need people to drive safely until the weather turns clear again. Constantly people locking up in these conditions, which it's pretty hard to not lock up in these conditions because it's so wet and you just don't have any grip on these inters. But it should be drying up in just a few laps from now. As I see some battles going on over here and there. Oh, and people picking up penalties left, right and center. As we see Gracie and Blue Giraffe going too wide through here, and Blue Giraffe seems to have backed out, but Gracie did not, and he lost 2 positions because of that. KJ Biz, who binned it on the chicane, now absolutely pushing all his ERS and trying to get past Blue Giraffe for P11. As I see even more battles going on around here, and Blood Pringle has binned it. Kastenkopf now chasing the back of there. Is he going to make it? Still 50% ERS left. He's very fast, and he nearly hit the back of him. But he goes past and he locks up once again, but he keeps it on the track this time. Oh, and he taps the rear end of there. There did not leave him any space. And I see a Mercedes growing in the background, but I also see Kastenkopf trying to go for the move. And he does go for the move. It's very tight over here with the Red Bull. And he gets passed into the first corner. Is there going to try to make a move? No, he is not. We'll try to make a move later on. We don't know. He has 6% of ERS already used. Gaston Cobb definitely has an ERS advantage with only 15% more. I thought that advantage was bigger, but he is absolutely flying right now, past there. And now probably chasing Racer Boy, eager to get his positions back since he started in P3, but absolutely lost all the positions on the start. Because of that one lockup he had going through the final 2 turns. Up here I can see Wild Thing Matt is still chasing the Ferrari of Fiat. And he locks up going into here, but it's fine, he still makes the corner. Closely in behind Fiat. Might he make a move for it? We don't know. As he seems to try and take a look. Let's get on board with him, and he does not. He might try to do anything at the end of the straight, but he will try to probably maximize this corner exit, and it seems he does. Stepping on the power, and people are pitting for the softer tires. It seems that Daddy Alex, the only one who stayed out. DRS now enabled. The track will be drying up quickly. We see everyone now pitting. Every single one now pitting. Gracie gets a penalty. Blue Giraffe has decided not to pit because he does not want to double stack with his teammate Davey. We might see a lot of double stacks in the pits. Let's take a look in the pit lane. Any double stacks we can see. Let's see how busy that is back here. Extremely busy. Shubi and Dr. Mast all the way behind, but they are already on slicks. We can see Blue Giraffe is still on inters, but 20 seconds back from Daddy Alex. Daddy Alex has a free pit stop. How did he do that? Did Blue Giraffe accidentally pit for inters? We don't know. But Daddy Alex is now flying towards the pits. He's going to try and make a pit stop. Try and stay in front of the entire field. There's absolutely no grip out there for the Inters right now, as you see him just crawling through these final turns. Shubis gets another time penalty, and we see him getting into the pits cleanly behind that. Let's see. Let's head on board with Blue Giraffe, see if he can get close to Daddy Alex. We don't know. Oh, but Blue Giraffe also has to pit. KJ is also still on Inters, and he is also still on Inters. Davey, the first person on the slicks. Will everyone pit? It seems they will. Davey will now lead the race if Daddy Alex... No, Daddy Alex is leading the race on the medium compound of tire. Fiat seems to have passed some people who were on the slick tires already, but Davey now in P2. Fiat has lost a position, it seems, during the pit stops. Everybody now pitting for the softer compound of tire. Kastankov still in his 7th position there. Still in his 8th position, Viper P9, but we see some people very far behind. Dr. Mast has just set the fastest lap of the race as the last person. He's the lowest right there. Did he pit or did he not? He did pit, he pitted early, which seems to have worked out for him. It seems Davey might be trying to chase Daddy Alex down onto the straight, as DRS is now indeed enabled, so if he pushes hard enough he might get some sweet DRS. Does not push hard enough, he still needed 4 tenths more, as this is the only DRS straight on the circuit, no other DRS zone. We see some circuits, oh, and he sets the fastest lap with a 117.6. We see some other circuits who have even 4 DRS zones, but Imola chooses to only do 1 DRS zone, which makes it so valuable to be in the DRS around that zone. Dr. Mast grabs a 30-second penalty. You can see a lot of penalties have been dished out already in the Tier 1 race. I was actually the only driver without a penalty, because people just seem to find it hard to keep it in between the white lines under race conditions. Davey now getting very close to the second mark of Daddy Alex. Will he be able to get into his DRS before the detection line? You can see the detection line on your map underneath on the track map, right next to the icon of Sector 3, but he messes up and loses all his time again. Will he be able to make up for it in the chicane? We don't know. He needs to fly through here, get a good exit. It seems he did. Is it enough? No, it isn't. Still 4 tenths behind him. It seems that the Haas and the Alfa Romeo have crashed once again. Now struggling to get back onto the track. Thiak, who was your pole sitter, is already far behind the P1 and 2, but he still has a podium position with the 4th person sitting comfortably 4 seconds behind him. Davey now losing time on Daddy Alex, who is running away with the win at the moment, like I said already when it was wet conditions. Let's see if he can work some magic and try and get it into the DRS. They are indeed driving away from Thiak, who has such good qualifying pace, but not good enough race pace it seems. I am going to just zap back real quick because I see a 4-person fight going on behind here. Very closely bunched up in the DRS train. Viper takes a better line and he fully strikes him. Did that give him any damage? Let's see from the outside camera if we can get that real quick. The Red Bull up there has completely spun out and maybe caused Viper some damage. Let's see his front wing, and it seems the front wing is just fine. He is indeed in the DRS of Razorboy, and Razorboy is in the DRS of Kastenkopf. Is Kastenkopf going to use any ERS to defend of them? But he does not have enough DRS for that. ERS, I mean. Razorboy and Viper closely behind. I'm gonna try to make a move on Kastenkopf. Will it be enough? Chasing him down. Let's see. Let's get on board with Razorboy. Is he close enough to make the lunge? No, he is not. Viper is also not close enough because he does not get any advantage from the DRS, since Razorboy also has DRS. Everyone seems to have used up their ERS quite early in the race. As Viper goes wide, he probably got a warning for that. It seems Blue Giraffe has lost some positions here. I don't know what happened, but I do see there and Bloodpringle following each other quite closely. EJB is picking up another penalty. Is there going to make a move somewhere around the circuit? Oh, and that's a slight leg spike from my side, it seems. Razorboy now dropping out of the DRS of Kastenkopf. That's going to make it much more interesting with Viper right on his gearbox. Oh, and there Bloodpringle, right when I switched away there, has made the move on Bloodpringle. And Bloodpringle taps his rear end and spins him out. Razorboy now behind Viper. It seems Viper has indeed made a move. Razorboy will be desperate to get that back, but Viper does have the DRS. He grabs another 3-second penalty, and so does Blue Giraffe. Viper is now inside the DRS of Kastenkopf. He has switched positions with Razorboy, and if he can keep it within the DRS, he might be able to keep it that way. It's a massive recovery after being lost, far lost, and taking a risky gamble with the strategy, pitting to slicks a lap earlier than everyone. It seems to have paid off. CC is now in P7 chasing P6. Kastenkopf will try to push as hard as he can to keep him behind, because Viper is on the medium compound tires, but Kastenkopf is on the hard compound tires. Will Kastenkopf try to race it, try to bring it out, or will he pit for mediums later? We don't know. We will see as this race moves on. As he has a lockup and a slide, and what is happening I don't know. But I do see ghosting and everything, lag spikes, but Razorboy has now passed Viper, which pushed him out of the DRS probably. I don't know what happened. It seems that there is a safety car, and I see a pileup of cars right in front there, which is Davey and Daddy Alex. They weren't involved. It seems that Dr. Mast has DNF'd out of this race. I don't know what happened there. I didn't see it happening on my screen. just, yep. I don't know why Shubi is going so slowly. He might have his delta keeping him this slow. Just can't see that right now. But a safety car is very interesting with all these penalties, as everybody who does not have penalty, like Kastenkopf, will now be put into a podium position because of the penalty in front of him from Wild Thing Matt. Nobody seems to pit. I just got a message saying that Viper is kicked. I will just quickly invite him because he is on his AI mode right now. If I invite him quickly, he is still going to be able to keep racing after this safety car restart. Quite a slow stop right there. It seems that Shubi is pitting for the soft tires, trying to gain an advantage, but that will be needing him to pit again. It seems that there is an Aston Martin behind him, but that's just Davney closely behind him, and Kastenkopf takes P3, but he now should have P2 in theory because of that penalty of one thing that I can just quickly show you guys how much of second penalty he has. He has a 3-second penalty, which is quite something. Kastenkopf and one thing that are on both on the same tires, but that 3-second penalty is going to absolutely be annoying for him since there is a safety car. The field will completely bunch up and cause all the penalties to take extra effect now from P8, from Tiak through Shubi, P8 through P14. That will not be a problem since everyone has a penalty. Doesn't everyone have an equal penalty though? Let's take a look at that. We can see a 6, 3, 11, 8, 6, 9, 6. So the person with 3 seconds is going to benefit the most from this since he will go ahead beyond Tiak. I don't know how KJBis managed to get 11 seconds penalty in 13 laps. That's about a second penalty per lap. But you do you. I think Viper should have also reconnected so we do not have another retirement. Blood Pringle got a 3-second penalty under safety car. That's something you absolutely don't want. As we see the field bunching up, I think the last person to get here will be Blood Pringle, because Shubi is in the middle of the field as a back marker. That's how far back he is. He will not be allowed to overtake. He is a whole minute behind the entire field. As I see they're leaving again, I will just quickly send him an invite before the safety car restart. That will be the most fair for everyone since an AI with difficulty of 0 will be blocking every single one on the restart. Everybody now seems to have budged up. I think the safety car might be going in this lap. No, the field has just not budged up enough yet. So we see one more lap. Oh no, I stand corrected, I want to say, because the safety car is indeed in this lap because they have just barely connected to the field. There has now joined just in time for him to keep racing and not block anyone on the safety car restart. Let's hop on board with Daddy Alex. 5-second penalty for Tycho, he will feel that circular collisions are way too heavy. And Daddy Alex wants to go, he has gone, but he got a slide, which will give Wild Thingman maybe an advantage. No, Wild Thingman had a terrible reaction. Kastankov is in behind the Haas, but ghosting has been enabled, so that is not a problem. Kastankov now chasing Wild Thingman. DRS will not be enabled for 3 laps, as I see some position changes over here. Let's take a look at that. Where is Gracie? I don't know. He is pretty far back because of that. I see up here with Thiak and Davney very close battles in front. Let's hop on board with Thiak as he gets passed by an Aston Martin. Oh, and the Aston Martin has to back up because there's not enough space, being blocked by Racer Boy F1. Field is still very closely bunched up with Kastankov leading this pack. Wild Thingman and Daddy Alex are already running away. Look at this, very closely trailing each other through the chicane. Thiek just having a little look, but there's absolutely not enough room. The door was completely closed as he has a big snap upon leaving the chicane, but he is far enough away from Viper to not have a problem. As we see a move from Viper's POV, Thiek wanted to go for the move, but Racer Boy absolutely slams that door shut. Oh, and I see Tycho quickly advancing side to side with Kastankov. Kastankov has the defensive inside line, and Tycho will try something, and he taps the rear end of Kastankov while trying to go for a switchback. That has given Kastankov an absolute advantage. And Tycho is already throwing all his ERS, so is Kastankov himself, as he has a little slide which will allow Tycho to maybe look at a slide inside, and he goes for the inside in the chicane, and Kastankov blocks up. Oh, and he hits him. The Ferrari is now 4-5, looking to take over the AlphaTauri, absolutely defending his position as Thiek goes flying for Kastankov to retire, but keeps it out of there. Kastankov absolutely defending like a lion, and Thiek gets a warning for that cut, and he has a collision with his teammate. Oh no! The Ferraris have collided, and Racer Boy F1 is looking to make a move, and what has happened? Viper has passed Racer Boy. No, we see him going 3 wide into the final turn. Let's go on board with Viper. Oh no, what? I'm clicking the wrong buttons. And I see Kastankov going wide. He has been overtaken by both the drivers. DRS has now been enabled, but Kastankov will not have been able to use that yet. He needs to stay within that second to still be able to regain the position of Racer Boy and Viper. Are they going to battle? That might give Kastankov quite some advantage. But we see Bloodpringle flying behind him. Absolutely flying. Davney on the hard compound tire is also trying to get past Bloodpringle. And he goes for the move here. Let's see. Does it go well? And they go too wide. And beautiful defense from Bloodpringle. And he goes slightly wide. Davney goes for a second chance. And he is side to side through the hairpin. No, he is ahead already. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Davney now chasing Kastankov, but Kastankov will not want to lose another position. Just noticed someone asking for the penalties, so I will open up the penalties since there's so much change. And oh, Kastankov pushes Davney onto the grass. Some dangerous driving right there, and Kastankov has an 8-second penalty, so it doesn't matter because Davney does not have a penalty. Currently, if Viper pushes on quite a bit, he might be able to take P1 just because of penalties. As Davney now goes for a move down the inside of Kastankov, and Kastankov keeps it around the outside. Might be going for a switchback here. No, he is not, but he does get the DRS. He's going to push all his ERS and try to use slipstream DRS and everything he can to get passed on by again, as we see a Haas spinning out again. But it is not enough as Davney also had. Oh, he gets pushed from behind by Bloodpringle. That is unfair from him, and Bloodpringle nearly takes out Blue Giraffe and goes on the grass again. Kastankov now trying to get that position back because that's not the cleanest racing I've ever seen from Bloodpringle with a 12-second penalty even. Daddy Alex has now officially lapped his first person, which is Shumi. He has gone into the pits again after constantly spinning. Blockbringle goes for a move here, which is very risky. Kastenkopf decides to give him all the room he needs. Kastenkopf being very careful here. That's a good sportsmanship from him. Even after getting absolutely hit, after having a lockup. And he goes into the chicane just fine. Blockbringle grabs another penalty in front of Kastenkopf, so Kastenkopf will still have that position. Oh my god, and all of a sudden I see Thiak diving up behind him. Thiak also really oversteering. It seems that these hard tires are starting to lose some grip. As you saw with Kastenkopf and Thiak himself, they are both oversteering and correcting and sliding. And Kastenkopf is constantly having lockups. Look at this, another lockup, but he makes it through the corner this time and he's chasing Blockbringle down. He's now inside the DRS. It would probably be smart for him to save some ERS, try to utilize that all on the main straight. And he glides through the corner just fine, heading down to the hairpin here. He's cutting those braking positions so close that it seems to us that he's having lockups, but that is, I can tell you all, that is a glitch. Kastenkopf is not actually having lockups, that's a viewer glitch, which is caused by the game thinking it's a lockup, but it's not actually a lockup. And now officially everyone has a penalty. Probably Viper and Racer Boy or something got pushed wide. I think Viper and Dave New have pushed each other wide. And I see Thiak got by him, Kastenkopf on the chicane, but he spins out. Does he hit the wall? Yes he does, but he survives. AlphaTauri now having an 8-9, but that has cost Kastenkopf so much time that he's no longer in the DRS of Blockbringle. And I see some position changes up here. Why did I miss that? Daddy Alex has gone for pit stop. As we see, Blue Giraffe passing Racer Boy cleanly into the first corner. Racer Boy has the better line here though, and he has more speed. He taps him slightly on his rear tire, and they go too wide through here. Let's see, they're tapping wheels, absolutely, but they go too wide, and Racer Boy just smacks into him, and he goes wide and loses the position again. Ooh, and he's absolutely sliding through the hairpin. The hard tires don't have enough grip anymore. So you see Blockbringle coming up behind him with a 15-second penalty. That's the record of this lobby. As Shui grabs a 5-second penalty for pitting again. Well, it's interesting as Blockbringle is indeed very close to the gearbox of Racer Boy. Is he going to make any other move? And he's very close in the chicane. Let's hop on board with him. Kastenkopf gets another penalty for multiple warnings. As Gracie retired from the session, that might be a safety car if he has spun out. No, it seems that he just retired. I don't know why he did that on the middle of the track. That might be a virtual safety car. As Blockbringle now has that DRS, and I see Viper pitting. He goes for the medium compound of tire. That is a double medium for him. Any position changes up here. It seems that Racer Boy is closely trailing Racer Boy. Was it the right strategy call of Viper to pit? Is everyone going to pit, or is everyone trying to extend another few laps? Let's just take a look at the tires right here. You see everyone on very old tires, but Wild Thing Man and a lot of other people have decided to pit for new mediums, which might give them an advantage. Viper might very well be back in P3 because he only has a 3-second penalty. And I see right here Blockbringle very closely to Blue Giraffe. Is he trying to go for move? It doesn't matter, he has a 15-second penalty, but it's cool to see anyway. It's track position. Everyone wants track position. Trailing him, grabbing the DRS. And he passes him right here. Very close, and they get through, and ooh, Aston Martin gets pushed wide by Blockbringle. He decides to pit anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Blue Giraffe now pitting. As we see Daddy Alex already back up into P3. Blockbringle is a massive has gone massively up in track position, but he is going to lose a lot of positions due to 50-second penalties. Now I do wonder how KG Biz has gone, and I see a lot of position changes here. There's a lot of chaos in the pit lane, as we see the Alpha Tauri here pitting away his 5-second penalty. Kastenkopf is flying past here with a 6-second penalty. I do wonder how someone had a 19-second penalty just a minute ago, and Tiek also has a 14-second penalty. Absolutely disgusting to see that. Closest gap right now is Razor Boy going for a move for Blue Giraffe, and he gives him the space, he backs out. He's going to try that again on a better position, and I see a caution because of the Haas driver letting people past. Razor Boy now going for another move on Blue Giraffe. They go too wide through here. No, Razor Boy is smart and backs out. He gets, oh, but he gets room, and the Aston Martin goes wide, losing a position. Most people will probably try to race it out on softs right now. Try to finish the race. It's just a few laps remaining, 9 laps remaining. That should be doable with softs. But we see Blue Giraffe now chasing Razor Boy down again. He wants to get that position back. And there's a virtual safety car. Why is there a virtual safety car? That was quite interesting. Is there anyone going to pit under virtual safety car? It seems that there isn't. Everyone has pitted already. Ooh, some slight lag spikes here causing the McLaren to fall back. Ah, look, the virtual safety car is gone. DRS has been re-enabled. Let's see if there's any moves going on throughout the field. Blue Giraffe is probably the close driver now down, but I say that while Blood Pringle gets overtaken and Viper overtakes there, as there has left the session once again. My apologies, people. I will try to do this very quickly, but I do have to re-invite there, because else he will lose way too much time on this race. We will try to salvage his race by inviting him. Look at that. Very good. And now I see Blood Pringle is just outside of the second. Did he get the DRS though? Oh, slight oversteer there, but he decides to pit. He's probably on all mediums right here. He will most likely pit for softs. And I see Tiek got speed in the pit lane, and Tiek DNF'd. Tiek DNF'd. He retired probably in the pit lane. He was done with this race. He was mad. He didn't like it anymore. He is the man with tier 1 pace, but no race pace. And I am just kidding. I am just kidding, Tiek. Don't be mad at me. Oh, and what did Shubi do? How did he not die from that? They're now losing even more positions because his 0 difficulty AI is driving for him. At the moment, Viper would still be taking a podium position due to penalties. I see Shubi retiring from the session. Shubi is also done with this. I see a lot of DNFs. 2 of them are actually because of people just not enjoying the race anymore. Which is not something you should do in a league race. As I see Blood Pringle also passing there. There had a very good run, but he did not manage to join again, which messed up his race. I did invite him, but he just didn't seem to get it. I just got someone telling me that I needed to open another cam of Daddy Alex, but I don't see anything going on right now. Hit this camera then. I see Racer Boy! Racer Boy! What has happened to Racer Boy? He has probably spun out and rejoined the track as Gracie has left the session as Gracie was one of the DNFs. But Racer Boy has lost quite some positions as I see Blood Pringle right here behind Kastenkopf. Kastenkopf is absolutely and oh no, Blood Pringle taps Kastenkopf. Kastenkopf has survived that tap. Wonderful, wonderful. Good stuff for Kastenkopf, keeping it while still getting a tap on his rear tire. I see Racer Boy is likely chasing someone. Viper, another penalty, which might not be good. He needs to stay within 8 seconds of Wild Thing Matt because of that. And he does not manage that, so that is Viper throwing away his podium position. Bloodbringer, the man who has spun out someone, who has got a multiple penalties, who has 21 seconds worth of penalties, as Kastenkopf decides to pit in the last few laps of the race. I don't know if that was the right strategy call. He was probably on really old tires. Let's quickly check before he changes. Tires. He is on 6 leveled mediums. Why is he pitting? That is the most unnecessary pit I have ever seen. He moves over to softs. I don't know why. Thrown away his race because of that. He was one of our favorites to win. High starting position, doing well in the race, low penalties. But then he pulls interesting strategy, and I don't think he will be able to make up all that time in just 5 laps. I do see the man with the 21-second penalty now chasing behind here, and that was another slight corner cut you saw there. And I see people TPing, so Racer Boy has now been TP'd inside of Bloodbringer. Oh, and that was weird. The ghost went away and Racer Boy started sliding because of that. Seems there has been disconnected again. I will... Oh no, oh no, oh no. My bad, that was the wrong button. I am going to quickly invite there once again and then get back to commentating this race in case something cool happens. Tycho is now in P10, chasing down there, and it's too bad for Kastenkopf, who is now 15 seconds behind points. He will probably be able to scrap up just 1 point since there is going very slowly in his AI mode. There's quite some big gaps right now between everyone. The penalties will be interesting. I'm not willing to calculate all of that just yet. The game will do all of that for us. As we see Bloodbringer, the man who had 21 seconds of penalty, getting another 3 seconds of penalty. He's probably very close to disqualification at this point. I think if he gets one more penalty, he might actually be disqualified. Dave Lee now in a comfortable 4-second lead of the race. Absolutely dominating this race. And just like Daddy Alex passed Thiek on the start, and Thiek just didn't have it today. He had great qualifying pace, but race pace just wasn't there today. It happens to everyone sometime. He will try to do better next race, I think. But Daddy Alex and Dave Lee just had more race pace in them today. And I do see the gap between Blue Giraffe and Bloodbringer closing up. Now, Blue Giraffe might be wanting to battle for that track position, since who doesn't love track position? We all want track position, we all love track position. But it doesn't matter, since Bloodbringer was the man with the 24-second penalties. As you can see on the entry of the chicane there, everyone has had a lockup there, at least, as Kastenkopf passes there his AI and gets into the points, which is just 1 point for today. Could have been a much better race for him, but we all have some bad days. Unlucky few today, Kastenkopf there and Thiek, since they were fast drivers, but they all had quite some unlucky moments today. But Viper is probably my driver of today, because he has gone from a spin and getting to last after a decent qualifying, a spin, then in last, then absolutely pushing back, charging up the field, now in P4, nearly a podium position. As long as he doesn't win it now, he will be my absolute driver of the day. Let's hop on board with him, see him drive some beautiful laps here. Like I said at the beginning of the race, in Tier 1 there were also a lot of penalties. I was the only one without penalties. As you can see here in this race, there's once again a lot of penalties. Track limits mainly. There's track limits on Imola are a bit tricky, as you can see in these high speed corners. It's easy to go wide and over the line. Get a warning. Do that a couple of times and oh, you get a time penalty. So that's how most people have at least 3-second penalty. And yeah, those things just happen from time to time. I believe Tycho actually had a 5-second penalty, which he probably pitted away. But he might be able to peel that and change his 6 seconds to 1 second. Which does not really help him climb anything. So don't think that's going to be of just 2 laps remaining in this session. Davey, the man in front, who is actually, now that I'm talking about him, he is losing time to Daddy Alex, because Davey is on the old hards and Daddy Alex is on the newer mediums. Not even new mediums, 11 lap old mediums, newer mediums. Imagine if Daddy Alex was on the softs, he would have been so much quicker, but the mediums was probably the right strategy cover him, as he is now absolutely flying up to Daddy Alex, who has no grip at all on those old hards. Like, I experienced this myself once. These hards are absolutely undoable when they're entirely worn, and Daddy Alex is absolutely flying up to Davey. Look at how much more grip he has, how much better he is accelerating, how much tighter he can keep the corners. Look at that, just gaining 10th stream corner by corner. Beautiful stuff. Now chasing him down with just 2 laps to go. They will enter the final lap battling probably. I think Davey is going to make every effort to defend right here, as Daddy Alex has the lift to not tap into the back of him. Because Daddy Alex, of course, and Daddy Alex, I think he barely got the DRS there. As he goes slightly wide, let's hop on board with Davey. As Davey passes him once again, beautiful move from Davey right there. And Daddy Alex has the DRS, but Davey is now once again in front. He will be trying to break that slipstream probably, using all of his ERS. And oh, very tight there, just nearly banging wheels. Oh, and they touch. Davey barely able to keep it on track. Daddy Alex now is gonna run away with the ON because of that tap. I don't know whose fault that was, but that will certainly have to be looked at. I think it might be Daddy Alex just not giving enough room to Davey. I don't know, I need to see a replay for that. And Davey is now demoralized, messing up his lines. He needs to stay behind Daddy Alex as much as possible on this final lap, because if he does get another penalty, or even if he just stays within his 3 seconds, he will probably get that position back. Is he going to make it within 3 seconds? You can see him sliding, oversteering, understeering everywhere. Left, right, center, first corner, second corner, every corner. Insane with those old hards. And I see Tigran and Kijabis battling on the final lap. Oh, and Tigo de Haan has spun. We didn't see that. Why didn't we see that? We were too focused on the other people. Is Kastakov going to be able to take on Tigo? No, he will not be. That gap was just too large after his pit stop. As Davey has now gone barely inside the 3 seconds. So if Daddy Alex does get another 3-second penalty, we will be behind him. If you want to know how that ends, join our Discord server if you haven't already, so you can see the FIA results. Oh, and it seems Wild Thing Matt has a 5-second penalty for an unsolved penalty. Now, everyone just finishing up right here. There seems to have been lapped. his AI at least have been lapped and is now just finishing up. Everybody just finishing. Kastankov will be the last to cross the finish line. Too bad he kind of messed up his race, but was some good racing from him today, good qualifying. But my driver of today will be Viper. He was doing very, very well today, even with his starting last or spinning or whatever happened in the start. And he just made it back up as Kastenkov crosses the line, closing off this session. Bloodpringle has gotten the actual driver of the day, but in my opinion, Viper is the driver who deserves it. Jester, congratulations with your P1. It was a very, very good race of yours. You see a Red Bull P1, an Aston Martin P2 and an Alfa Romeo P3. Let's just in a second see what the final standings are with the penalties. It seems we have Daddy Alex P1, Davney P2, Balthing Matt P3, Viper P4, Blue Giraffe P5. That's your top 5. And then we had a few DNFs. And in the points, Kastenkov barely, and above him, his teammate Key Jabiz. Tigo not having a great race today, Thiak having an even worse race. As you can see, Bloodpringle has dropped back very far because of all the penalties he had. But it was a beautiful race. Might be a little many penalties. But we saw some good side action. We saw some crashes, some spins, some unfair racing, but mainly a lot of good entertaining and good and side battles. I want to thank everyone for watching.